high school just around the corner, a lot of students are already back in action when it comes to those fall sports.
And with that comes the risk of injuries, both during practice and on the field. So our partners at Spectrum Health Medical Group have an all-sports injury clinic that runs through next month.
Dr. James LeBolt is here with us today to talk about that, and of course to talk about what athletes face on the field. And I'm the mom of young athletes, and I'm very curious about the kinds of injuries that you see.
Well, this time of year with football season underway and a lot of conditioning for that, we're seeing a lot of ACL injuries, a lot of knee injuries, usually lower extremity injuries this time of year versus the spring sports where we tend to see more shoulder, elbow type injuries with baseball and volleyball and those kind of activities. But we are definitely seeing a lot of knee injuries this season.
You always know what sport it is because, you know, where I live, they're out on the football field, past the high school every day. I see students running everywhere.
Oh yeah, cross country.
Yes, exactly.
All big time for that.
So what are the sports, you know, that right now we're seeing, you know, that could be at risk for having injuries?
Well, certainly the biggest one we're seeing right now is football because it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
We are starting to see a lot of ACL injuries coming into the office. We're seeing a lot from a triage and ATC, athletic trainer standpoint, that are calling our office with these injuries. And as soccer season picks up, we'll see more knee and ligament injuries with that as well. A lot of ankle sprains and a lot of minor injuries as well. Not all injuries are severe. Not all injuries need to be seen by myself as an orthopedic surgeon or some of my cohorts. A lot of them are handled on the field with athletic trainers and can be treated with ice and a little rest.
You know, it's interesting because I just am curious, those ACL injuries, are there things that you should be doing maybe before the season starts up or just kind of in preparation for competition beyond just what you do at practice with your teammates? Are there personal things you can do to really help your body get stronger?
Certainly. There's some great literature out there on prevention of ACL injuries, particularly in young females going into soccer or lower extremity sports, contact sports, where they're actually doing plyometric conditioning. They're strengthening the muscles of the leg, the core muscles of the thigh, the hamstring area, to really build a solid base for the knee to protect the ligaments inside the knee. But particularly young females, 13, 14-year-old range, we're seeing a lot of ACL injuries in that. And what this literature has shown actually is that we can help prevent those by doing some of these plyometric exercises, box jumps, a proper stretching routine, and a lot of preseason conditioning to get these athletes ready.
So you see a lot of students, you see a lot of athletes. What would be your most risk body part list? What would it be? Is it legs? I mean, is it arms?
You know, for the fall season, I'm definitely seeing a lot of knee injuries, a lot of ankle injuries. And with the knee injuries, ACL was the one that's most devastating because most athletes are going to lose a season with that type of injury.
Oh, no.
But again, most of the injuries we are seeing are generally minor. Okay, we're seeing a lot of ankle sprains. Those can generally be recovered in a week, 2 or 3. Same with knee ligament sprains. We're seeing MCL injuries, which is a stretching of the inside ligament of the knee. And generally, athletes are able to come back from those within 2 or 3 weeks.
That's good.
And you have actually a clinic coming up.
Yes, absolutely. What Spectrum Health Medical Group has done is we're actually building a high school outreach program from the ground up. We've hired an athletic trainer who used to be the head trainer at Central Michigan's football program, brought him into our program, Philip Adler, and with that we're building a core high school outreach. We start Saturday morning clinics starting on the 27th of August. They'll be at 8 a.m. and it's a complimentary screening for athletes, whether it's middle school, high school. If they're injured on a Thursday or Friday night, we'll have a Saturday clinic open for them. The evaluation is complimentary. The only charge that the athletes would have would be if we ordered any imaging or x-rays, if we determined they needed x-rays after our evaluation, or if they needed any kind of bracing to allow them to return to sports, then they would incur a charge for that. But otherwise, the screening itself is complimentary.
So what is your advice to parents? I had an injury about a year ago, and it was a running injury. Well, actually, it was roller derby.
Roller derby, yes.
Let's be honest here. I didn't know whether it was serious enough where I needed to see a doctor or I needed to see a professional about it. And I couldn't imagine it would be even more difficult. It's your child. You're not even feeling that pain yourself. When should parents go see a professional or seek that extra help, or to say like, okay, this might heal by itself, or we could just ice it?
Sure. I think it's something if the child keeps bringing up to you, okay, if it's, you know, mom, it hurts in the morning again, or dad, you know, this is really bothering me, it's not getting better. 2 or 3 days, if you're icing it, the swelling's not coming down, or if you notice a large amount of swelling, those are signs you may want to take a look at giving your local orthopedic surgeon a call or giving our medical group a call and getting them to see their primary care physician.
And what about head injuries? We really haven't talked about that as much,
Yeah.
but that, I mean, that can be so serious,
Sure.
and people may not know that their child has been maybe gotten a concussion or injured so severely.
Absolutely, and we're very fortunate at Spectrum Health Medical Group. We have a neuropsychologist who specializes, his interest and his passion is concussions. That's been a hot topic in sports medicine lately,
Right.
and we have that resource available to us in a medical group, and it's fantastic. As an orthopedic surgeon, I was a team orthopedic surgeon at a few universities in Virginia, being Virginia Tech. We did a lot of concussion research with the helmets. Also Radford University, we did a lot of that. We did not have that concussion specialist, so we're very fortunate in West Michigan to be able to have someone like that we can rely on, and he's certainly someone we incorporate in with these clinics and part of our high school outreach.
Well, it's wonderful that you're offering this because it's making it really easy if anybody has questions or if they need to get an examination or whatever. So we're going to put the information on our website
Fantastic.
so people have it. And thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
This has
thank
been
you.
extremely
Thank you very
helpful.
much.
Well, great information, great topic, and you think from, you know, all of those kids that are playing even Rocket football or those, you know, ASO
Sure.
soccer leagues that may not have access to a trainer right on site. It really is a valuable resource that you're providing for those parents.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Are you West?